Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Yo, welcome to Unboxing Things. I am Jessie Janae, co-founder and CEO of Lumi, and we focus on packaging supply chain for modern brands. So I'm gonna see what's in my mailbox, and we're gonna unbox a brand, and we're gonna talk about the box. All right, what have we here? Ooh, Wilder. Wilder is an awesome direct-to-consumer shoe brand for women, shipping really high-quality shoes that are made in Los Angeles. Let's take a look-see at their boxy. It's a Kraft box. It's the size and shape of a shoe box. I think there's shoes inside. There's some really cool tape. I'm gonna get to why they taped these two surfaces, because the box opens here, and I can tell that they've actually closed the box with a wafer label. Not just any wafer label, a Kraft wafer label that really matches the craft of the box, so it really melts away. So all that you really see is actually the tape on the edges, which is of course beautiful and custom. Why do they tape the edges, you might say, when the wafer is holding the box closed? On the edges here, there's actually a little sliver of airspace where kind of dust and particles could get in. So by actually bonding the sides here with this beautiful tape, it creates a really beautiful brand impression, adds a really nice graphical element to the box, and it means that no dust can get inside and touch my beautiful shoes. And then of course, this box is custom printed and it says Wilder. We are not done. I didn't show you the back. On the back is my pack slip and it says, shoes, priority 2-day mail, coming to me. Great. Wilder, Sleepy Hollow, New York. Ooh. It sounds wild. This is not just any shipping label now, is it? Again, with the Kraft blending. They are printing this using more of like an inkjet or printer onto an actual adhesive Kraft label rather than using a white thermal label. Why don't you see this more often? It's a really great question. Traditionally, when brands are using big fulfillment centers and stuff, those fulfillment centers are all rigged up with the big thermal printers. Everything is computerized, they're pressing buttons, and those printers are printing out thermal labels, and you really can't just kind of decide to throw a different material in the mix. It doesn't even run through those thermal label printers. So the fact that this brand is probably handling some of their fulfillment themselves, maybe it's a little bit smaller in general, it might allow them that flexibility of exploring other materials. Now, any brand of any size could make a choice like this, but I'm sort of explaining why you might not see it more often. Other thing on the outside of the box, there's a little label here that says the actual kind of shoe and the size. So this is probably really helpful in fulfillment. I am going to grab my blade, and I need to slice the wafer, and I also need to slice this tape. Now, I'm gonna look a little bit closer at this tape. This tape is a really beautiful graphic tape, but it does also say wildershop.com. So if all I saw was the outside of this box and I just was so intrigued, I could actually look closely and determine where to go to learn more. When I also look close, oh, it's loop time. Loop time! Brand new loop, fresh loop. As I suspected. I believe this to be a digitally printed tape because I can see the pixelation when looking really close. Now, gummed paper tape, reinforced gum paper tape, when produced with actual printing plates, a lot of times the minimum is an entire case or multiple cases of tape, whereas if you go with digitally printed reinforced gummed paper tape, you can often actually just order just a few rolls. So again, if you're just getting started or you're trying to make beautiful tape and you're not ready to commit to a design, you can look into digitally printed tape. I'm ready to open now. As I go here, open the box, mailer style box, open. Inside, there's an envelope and it says Jessie. Let's open this envelope. First of all, buttery, nice, fibrous paper. I love me a good paper stock. They're using beautiful paper. Okay, are you seeing this? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Okay, this is a matching piece of cardstock, matches the envelope perfectly. It's a nice blush pink if you can't see that closely enough. Really beautiful paper stock. It is debossed. Here it says Wilder debossed. Really, really beautiful touches. And then of course they wrote me a beautiful note. I'm gonna read you an excerpt. I am a big believer in less is more, and I hope you will support our efforts to tread lightly on the environment by reusing or recycling this box and its contents. Most of it started out as recycled paper, so let's give it another round. Really hitting me in my packaging feels. Also in this envelope is a really thin packing slip here that tells me exactly what I ordered. It's almost made out of a tissue type material, kind of one skosh thicker, really minimal use of materials. Why do you need a really thick piece of paper to tell you exactly what you ordered, especially since you probably have it in your email inbox as well? So really love brands that make that component as minimal as possible. So between this envelope, my beautiful little card with some handwritten notes, this is just a really nice way of making me feel like my purchase was noticed by the brand. Now I have my actual packaging components. There's a little bit of extra tissue here for padding, and then I have my shoe. I'm gonna take it out here, and I'm going to revel in the fact they went two-tone with my tissue. I love a good two-tone tissue because they're really kind of carrying through that same set of branding colors that I saw on the tape. And instead of having printed tissue to like accomplish two-tone when I open the shoes, they just use two pieces of tissue that are two different colors to achieve that look. I think it's really well executed. And then when I open, here's my beautiful shoe, and then same beautiful colored tissue actually in the shoe. So everything is cohesive. And then the shoe itself has Wilder debossed on it. Now, we don't talk about product in this show, okay? We talk about packaging, but I will draw your attention to the fact that debossing is something they're doing on the product and then also on that card I received. So they're really carrying through the debossed Wilder logo from product to packaging. I think with the tissue and some of these really nice light colors, like the kind of tangerine and the blush colors, they're really making this package feel feminine, but nothing is overtly kind of flowery and feminine and overwrapped about it. You've got some really simple materials actually. And I'll remind you that tissue paper is recyclable alongside my box, my tape, and that card that they gave me. So everything that I received can just be picked up and thrown into my bin while I skate off in these beautiful slides. I think it's time to roll in the recap. The folks at Wilder have put together a really beautiful unboxing experience, but let me draw your attention to a few things that I really love. One, it's tasteful. Everything about the way they put it together just exudes class and kind of lets me know that everything was considered along the way. It's also plastic-free. I love this. It's easily overlooked, but this is not a mixture of different materials. The tissue paper, the card inside, the box itself can all be recycled together in the blue bin. And lastly, it's personal. That personal note inside with the card and the letterhead was just beautiful, and it was written just to me. I love that. It's such an incredible experience. This has been Wilder Unboxed.